Howdy, howdy, this is Great Grinding back again with an arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I'm going to cover round one results for the Taskmaster and Star-Lord arenas, then jump into some round two predictions. So first for the round one results. Taskmaster came in a little bit as a surprise, a little lower than a lot of folks thought for the four-star feature, including myself. And for the three-star feature, it was a little bit higher. We had ran into a little string of around the 1.3-ish range for the three-star feature arena for both Hela and Thor Ragnarok. But now we've returned back over that 1.5 million threshold with Taskmaster's three-star feature arena. Now, when it comes to the four-star basic Star-Lord arena, he came in kind of on the low side at 3.6 million. But however, a lot of folks in the community, especially the folks that watch my videos, came in and that wasn't a big surprise. There was a lot of folks who said anywhere from 3.5 to 4 million, which is kind of right around that territory in which he hit. Now, when I look at how these results actually, well, before I jump into the results comparison to the round one predictions, I want to say real quick, if you look back at the four-star feature Taskmaster arena on the left there, you can see that the top 10% came in at 4.1 million. So a return from that 4.5 plus that we've been seeing with the Valor arenas when people were going shard hunting and trying to get that additional Valor. It's gone back down now to that 4 million, 4.1 million area. However, what you can see here, the 11% shard tier remained around that milestone of 2.5 million. So we haven't yet seen that cutoff return back to that 2 million, 2 million-ish kind of range that it was at before the November Valor related arenas. So in terms of the results compared to predictions, I kind of quickly covered it when I was going through the results. Taskmaster was expecting a higher number. Not only myself, but also the community. We all kind of thought he'd be maybe that 19 plus kind of thing, but in reality, he was in that 17 million range. So this was not that good of a prediction. The good news is if you did play against the prediction, you did get him, but you did have to put some extra unneeded grind time in to get him. Now, when we look at Star-Lord, this was kind of like I said, there was a lot of I was definitely coming into this round one thinking 5 million, but the community talked me down off of that ledge back down to at least 4.4, but not all the way down to 4 million, which the community was definitely right on this one. It was more in that 4 million range versus that 4.4 actually was much lower to 3.6 to the point really as soon as you get under 4 million he's not really even a high entry. He's more of like a mid-interest champ, similar to what we've seen with Yondu and Nebula. So that Galaxy of the Guardians of the Galaxy kind of group there with Nebula, Yondu, and Star-Lord all were kind of in that 3.5 to 4 million range kind of thing, and Star-Lord fit right in there. When it comes and so this just missed this 4.4, just missed that 10%. So it's kind of meh. You did get them, but you had to put some extra and above that 10%, which is what I try to target is around a 10% above the actual cutoff. So it was just a little bit off of that. So more of a man, not a great pick, but a decent one because you didn't have to put too much in and you still got the champ. But then when we jump over to Taskmaster, that 1.42, unfortunately you did not get him. Again, this one was close within that 10% range, but you didn't get the champ, so unfortunately a bad pick or a bad prediction. Now when we think about round two, starting first with Taskmaster 4-star feature, if you look at some of the recent arenas, you can see that with Mephisto, when he was around, or when she was around 18.5, then went to 18.8. Then with Thor Ragnarok, he came in at 17.5, dropped all the way down to 15.2, and then with Hela, you saw 19.5 to 19.6. So, for the most part, and what you don't see here with like Blade, we saw it as well. There's a lot of similar round one and round two, except in the case of Thor Ragnarok. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Taskmaster here because he came in at a low number. I'm thinking he'll probably show the trend has more champs hanging around similar numbers from round one to round two versus that drop we saw with Thor Ragnarok. And I think we'll see that being the case with Taskmaster's 4-star feature. Now, when it comes with Star-Lord, you can see with Angela, she went up. She jumped all the way up from 3 million to 3.5. But then with Nebula, there was a drop from 3.6 to 3.5. And then with Yondu, there was a drop from 4.1 to 3.4. I think that we'll see a drop here, probably in the range similar to Nebula versus a Yondu steep drop. You'll see a gradual drop from round one to round two. And then lastly, Taskmaster, the three-star feature. The good news is, regardless of which arena you're looking at, there's always a drop between round one and round two for the three-star feature new champs. From Mephisto on the small end with only 100,000 to what we've seen more regularly with Morningstar and Blade. And I threw out Thor, Ragnarok, and Hela just because of the impact that Valor could have played here. Even though the three-star feature arena didn't include Valor, there was that maybe we saw that 1.3 drop in the first round just because folks are spending time in the arenas where you could actually do some grinding to get Valor. But anyway, with Morningstar, you could see a drop from 1.5 to 1.2, and with Blade, there was a drop from 1.5 to 1.2 as well. So one of the things you don't see captured here is the fact that we have the five-star um, Kabam Facebook likes arena going on right now, and so people could be spending some of their arena grinding time in that arena, which I recommend everybody to do so. It's pretty easy to quickly get through and get 10,000 five-star shards, so it could have an impact on these cutoffs a little bit. But because that arena is a little bit easier than originally thought in terms of point accumulation compared to like the Summoner's Trial, where you don't get as many points, it probably will only have a marginal impact and not a big impact like I was thinking originally. But anyway, jumping into the predictions for round two, I think Taskmaster again, he'll be similar to round one results, around 16 points, but with a slight decline. He was just under 17 million round one. I think he'll be around 16.5 for round two. Top 10%, there'll be a bump from that 4.1 that we saw in round one, so go to 4.3. And when it comes to the 11%, I guess we're still hanging around that 2.5 range. So if you really want to get that 11% here, you might need to go to 2.5 million. Now we come with Star-Lord, similar to what we saw with Nebula. I think we'll have a slight drop from that almost 3.7, 3.6, 3.7 down to 3.5 million. I don't think we'll see a steep decline to like 3.1 like we saw Yan do with a 500,000-ish kind of drop. I think it'll be more of a Nebula drop because her first round result was similar to it, that 3.6 number. So expect around 3.5 million. And then for the 11 to 25% tier, look forward to coming around 1.75 million. And lastly, with the Taskmaster three-star feature, we've always seen those declines around 2 to 300,000. I think we'll see a drop to around 200,000 off that 1.5 number down to 1.3 million. If you're interested in that 11 to 25% tier, go to 670,000. The cutoff should be around there. Now, in terms of grind target, this is where I think, to be clear, round two predictions are where I think the cutoffs will actually be. And again, this is for the veterans bracket. So if your account's older than 61 days, when you grind in the arena, this will be kind of the atmosphere you're grinding, the competition you're going against, if you will. Now, this is where I think they'll be. So I always like to provide grind targets so you go a little bit above where that prediction will fall. So with Taskmaster, 17 million should be a safe number for to grab him. For the top 10%, 4.6 million should be good for that tier. 2.7 for the 11% shard tier. Now we jump over into the middle to Star-Lord. If you to safely get him, I think 3.8 million should work, just in case there's a little bit more folks going in there, because reading through some of the different community areas like Reddit and Trucko, some folks were surprised still with that Star-Lord low number, so they might jump back into the arena to go after him, even though we got that 5-star arena going on right now. So just on the safe side, I don't think the cutoff will be here, but I do think from the safe side, 3.8 will be good. With 11 to 25%, 1.8 million to be safe. And then when it comes to the 3-star feature, Taskmaster Arena, go to 1.35 to be safe, and for the 11 to 25%, go to 690,000. And again, this is for the veterans bracket. Now, when it comes to the beginner and intermediate bracket, the 3-star feature around 245,000. I can say that actually worked because I have a new free-to-play account that I started about a week ago with all the free stuff coming into the game. I figured this be a good month to start a new account to try free-to-play. But anyway, I do have enough 3 stars in my or not even 2 stars for that matter, to go after the 3-star feature arena, and I was able to get him for around 250,000. 4-star basic, someone did report to me that they were able to grab a Star-Lord around the 600s, between 600 and 700,000 in round one, so maybe that should hold. But typically we saw something closer to 1 million in the past, so just kind of keep that in mind if you're going after Star-Lord and you're in the beginners bracket. And then for the 4-star feature, 1 million in that area, probably a little bit higher, 1.2 million. Now the intermediate bracket, if you want to make sure you get Taskmaster. The 3-star feature, what I've seen in the past was 650,000. Someone did report this time around that they scored around 750, and they could have sworn they're in the intermediate bracket. That sounds extremely high based off of what I've seen in the past and other results reported, but that person did say 650,000 and they did not get that. So kind of keep that in mind if you're trying to get Taskmaster in the intermediate bracket. And for the 4-star basic, 1.4 million should work for Star-Lord, and for the 4-star feature, 1.2 million should work for Taskmaster. So that's for both the beginner and intermediate bracket. These are my thoughts for those. Here are my thoughts on the grind target and predictions for round 2 in the veterans bracket. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you feel differently, have any questions on this, throw it down in the comment section. We can discuss it there. And if you like this video, we really appreciate you hitting that thumbs up button. And if you like this and other videos that I have on the channel, we really appreciate a subscribe. Other than that, thanks a lot for stopping by and have a great day.